Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. It's another paid request. It's time for Lucas. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this is for a film called The Killer, well, Killer Sofa, not The Killer Sofa. And I mean, the title, the cover kind of tells you the whole story of what kind of movie this is. And of course, no, you look at this movie, you're not expecting high art. If you're hoping this is going to be a campy film, sadly, you're going to be wrong. Because for the most part, it takes itself seriously. I'd rather maybe you could appreciate that because it's not annoyingly winking every 5 minutes, but at the same time, it's just a very boring affair that you kind of wish. Sometimes you kind of wish they take the more campy, goofy approach. Because there could be a fine line. Either be too annoying in this campiness, or if it's being too straightforward, it gets very lackluster in its final form. I don't know how the hell else to fucking word it. First off, it's not even a sofa, it's a recliner, which is two goddamn different things. But I guess Killer Recliner doesn't have the same spark as Killer Sofa. So again, already false advertising. It's not a fucking sofa, it's a recliner. Two, really, all you get of the fun of the sofa is once in a while someone will look out the window and it'll be up, it'll look up. Because of the recliner, there's like two buttons that uses his eyes, and maybe you get a chuckle out of those little moments. Like someone looks up and it's staring through the window watching someone, or someone's watching through glass and you see the recliner kind of tipping a body over to dump a body, and you get a kind of soft chuckle. But if you combine all that, I don't know if it would even be 2 minutes. And the rest of it is just this cult guy gets another to saw his legs off because he wants to be put into this recliner to be sent to his ex-girlfriend because he's obsessed with the girl. But the guy dies in the process because he got his fucking legs cut off. So either way, the recliner is sent to the ex-girlfriend named Francesca. Meanwhile, you have these two cops, and the characters' names are literally Bob Gravy and Roseanne Grape. So you know what kind of movie this is. This rabbi that has his furniture store touches the recliner and has these visions. So he talks with his girlfriend, who's like a Haitian voodoo lady. A Haitian and a rabbi go into a bar. You finish the joke. And big surprise, the acting sucks, the characters suck. I know, big surprise, right? And like, what happens throughout the film? You're just kind of waiting for stuff to happen. Oh, the lady's on the recliner, and this red filter appears, and she's horny, rubbing herself on the recliner. Because hey, that's what we all do on recliners, right? We all have red filters pop up and get horny. Or a guy has the stove, the thing down, and the chair comes up and jams him, so the guy's shins hit the edge of the stove. I guess one of the springs stab him, but he survives. Only to later on, he looks out the window and the chair's looking up at him, and I guess its springs went up to the window, and the springs, like, I say I guess because the recliner looks up, then you cut to like a wire going past the window, but it doesn't seem like it's going that fast. And then the guy screams and falls to the ground. Ah! Then it cuts away because the film doesn't really have much of any gore. It's almost a bloodless movie. So if you look at the title, you look at the cover, and you think it's going to be some fun, goofy gore, that's not the case. If you think the chair is going to eat anybody, no, it doesn't even have a mouth. So no, it does not eat anybody. That's why I at least give credit to like the Mangler. The thing actually grew legs and chased people down hallways and chopping people in half. Like the Mangler is a movie that is a silly idea. The laundromat and it's possessed. But you got a guy who kind of knew what he was doing at the time, Toby Hooper. You get people like Ted Levine and Robert Englund giving different but fun performances. And you put some style into it. And some gun-ho, fuck it all attitude. Yeah, let's do a bit exorcism on it, and there's explosions everywhere. Yeah, let's have it with some dodgy effects, but going down the hallway and shooting flamethrowers out of its mouth, and that's what I'm talking about. Robert England, Hell's Bells, Adele. Like The Mangler is more my type of movie with this kind of thing. Not this. It didn't have the budget. Hell, they didn't even have the budget to have more than one recliner. I read up that apparently the recliner cost a couple $100, and the budget was so cheap they could not afford another one. So the director wanted to do more stuff but couldn't because they didn't want to break the recliner or stain it with blood. So when your budget's so low, you can't you would think that'd be kind of the centerpiece of your budget are the recliners, because not the actors. Because this looks like they got anyone off the street to act in the movie. It's not the look of the film. You think you'd maybe scrounge up a few more bucks for, maybe 2 or 3 more recliners, and hey, what do I know? But again, the death scenes come off as cheap and you barely see anything. The rabbi keeps having these flashbacks, but it's completely pointless because later on, the rabbi and his girlfriend, there's this website where some guy talking to the camera is the exposition about demons, and I forget what it's called, the specific demon, and the specific magic, and what's possessing. It just the flashbacks. Not only do they look cheaply made, they felt like they got in the way. And even though this movie's only an hour and 20 some minutes, it felt longer. It felt a lot longer than that. I mean, really, all you had to do was just show this a cold website, given these details. That's all you needed. And like I said, it's a fairly bloodless affair. The few bits I remember is the one guy that died off screen. Well, most of it doesn't have a big body count, but the mom knocks on the guy's door. Then she just starts vacuuming without going in. And then she hears something, and she sucked up some blood. And she looks in, and there's an eyeball. The cops really don't do anything for most of the movie. They pretty much got their thumbs up their ass. And they're wondering, okay, who could have done this? So they think maybe it's this one girl. I was a Maxie, the lead girl's friend, her cousin or something. As about her cousin, he's like stalking and he's like putting cameras up, but I'm sitting there going, where the fuck did this come from? Because it didn't really go anywhere. But instead, the guy goes to a room and like puts a bra and panties and a smiley face. Then he puts the covers over himself, and you don't see it, but you get the idea. Sound wise, he's jerking the gherkin for the Forsaken. And while he's under the covers, you see, as cheap as they get, the chair like getting closer and kills the guy. Again, you don't see anything because they can't afford it. And so Maxie, the lead girl's friend, comes by and she looks out and sees the chair dump the body over the balcony. Which, again, if you see those little snippets, you could get a laugh, but that's as far as it goes with that. It's a lot of either boring character dialogue, uninteresting characters who are not really that quirky or eccentric, uh, two or three lackluster, cheap looking flashbacks. And the flashbacks, it's the 1800s. There's these two people named Valeria and Gerard who would poison their victims. And so they also wanted to transfer their souls. So technically, Gerard eventually will become the guy at the beginning of the film that wanted his legs cut off. And the girl became someone who might have been an ancestor, who was like an ancestor to our lead girl, Francesca. Or maybe related, or something like that. Whatever the fuck. But the guy's soul is down in the recliner. The rabbi says you need to get this box and tell to get in the box, and the lead girl's trying to do it and threatens it with fire, and I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit what the plot is? Pretty much spoilers, just fuck it. Long story short, the guy comes in, the cop comes in. Apparently the bad guy did get his body in the recliner. Because the chair is getting up in his tippy toes. Something falls and there's the dead body in it. Of the guy from the beginning. The cop shoots it. Falls to the ground. And then the movie goes on for like 15 minutes. And it's the cop talking with someone. It's some people looking at an occult website and getting some information. It's about the soul can still inhabit a body even if it's dead. The Francesca, the lead, is like in the bathroom. The cops are outside. And for some reason, there's a girl body in there. Who I guess is the Valeria. I don't know. Still don't remember how the fuck that body got there. Where the hell she came from. Possessed is Francesca. Then, as in the Francesca body, invites the male detective Bob Gravy over, poisons his cup, just like Valeria and Gerard did back in the day. So the soul that's in the recliner puts his soul into the cop's body. So now the guy who's in the recliner, that soul is now in the cop's body. The female cop comes in, wondering what's going on. She gets stabbed in the back from Francesca, who's now possessed by Valeria. So now Gerard and Valeria have gotten their new bodies. They walk out. The one girl's best friend, Maxie, sees this, goes up, makes a phone call to the cops, looks at the buttons of the recliner and sees the soul of her friend, the lead character, fall into the abyss. So I guess the idea is that her soul's down the recliner. Now, maybe if you want to do a movie where the recliner's a good guy, vigilante, and going to kill some people, maybe get some fun out of it. I know it's not much of a review because I've been kind of spitballing barely incomprehensible delivery of dialogue to try to explain the movie. Because that's what it feels like watching the film. Like trying to piece it together, and you're sitting there going, "Why the fuck am I trying to piece together a plot for a killer sofa movie that's not even about a fucking sofa? It's about a goddamn recliner that barely has any blood, that barely has any gore, that is very slow and uneventful for an 87-minute movie." With not one character that I could say was funny, was quirky, was interesting, was laughable. Boring characters, lame acting, lame dialogue. There's a reason why this gets a 3 point something out of 10 on IMDb. If you think the movie's going to be this goofy, campy, it's not. It takes itself fairly seriously. I think in this instance that was a mistake. Because you can still have fun and again not have to wink every 5 minutes, but some kind of humor, some kind of wit. It's just not the case at all. Not the case at all. So that's why it's hard to talk about, because kind of like that movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's like, okay, let's take a goofy idea and we put it on the poster and it'll get people to watch it because they go, "Wow, that looks stupid. I wonder how stupid it is." And then you watch it and then it's so forgettable and it's not as crazy or fun or goofy as you think it could be. It's taking itself too seriously and it just comes off as a very ho-hum affair that I don't like it, but I'm not raging at it because, yeah, I knew it'd be stupid, but there's a part that almost wishes more stupid or more crazy or more creative or something. I mean, like, if it grew a mouth and then there's a shot of, you know, someone halfway in the recliner and the laser kicked in and you just see teeth. Like, you would, if this was done in the 1980s, 1988, it'd be the recliner, a mouth would open, practical style, and then someone would go in, and it'd be up close of teeth digging the flesh. So it'd be like, I don't know, fake teeth digging into something, and up close shots, and then in reality be someone hidden inside the recliner, the lace kicking out, but wide shot, have fake teeth and blood spraying everywhere, and or hell, if I want that, I'll go watch Shocker. Remember the bit where Peter Bird sits down and the chair comes alive and grabs him? That one bit. Or hell, what is it, Cherry? What was his name from Pee Wee? Pee Wee's Playhouse? Hell, that was more scarier than anything in this movie. That fucking chair from that Pee Wee show. Rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman. Paul Reubens. Like I said, when you see something like this, it just... But that's the thin line with these type of movies, right? Is, well, how stupid... It's goofy and silly, but how silly and goofy do you make it? I don't know. It seems like these type of ideas are just more palatable in the 80s and maybe even the early 90s. Where they try to get that line of... Put a little bit of gun-ho show business in it. I don't know what I'm talking about, man. This movie ain't gonna be remembered. I mean, no one knows this movie exists, and even then, no one's gonna remember it in the years to come. So fuck it. Like I say, this is a hard movie to talk about because I'm sitting there going, "What the hell do I talk about with this fucking movie?" So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.